Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're watching this midweek thought. So, the thought for this week I've been mulling with for quite a long time, for a few months actually. Um, it seems like a few months, it could very well have been since last year actually. And it comes from Matthew chapter 9, and we're going to look at verses 16 through to 17, which reads this. Besides, who would patch old clothing with new cloth? For the new patch would shrink and rip away from the old cloth, leaving an even bigger tear than before. And no one puts new wine into old wineskins, for the old skins would burst from the pressure, spilling the wine and ruining the skins. New wine is stored in new wineskins, so that both are preserved. Now, here Jesus is talking to the religious leaders, and he's basically saying to them, "Look, I've not come to patch up the old religious system. I've not come to do anything with that. I've actually come to do a new thing." And I think whilst we've been in COVID, this has given us a really good time, really good opportunity to think, when we come out of this, what are we going to do? Are we going to go back into our old way of being? Are we going to try and start up everything we once did? Or are we actually going to do something new? Have we decided actually before lockdown I was doing a lot. I was doing so much. I just didn't have any time for myself. Now suddenly you actually appreciate the time you've had to yourself, or you've learned to value something new. And so with me, with this verse in particular, I think the reason I've really been grappling with it is because I think this really reflects my work. So being a youth minister, forever having to adapt, change the sessions that I do and how I lead them. Because how it used to be back in my day, it makes me sound old, but how it used to be back when I was in youth, some of it will work now, but not all of it. And likewise, what I did 3 years ago with my youth group, some of it, yes, I could use, but others of it I can't, because they're different people. And because they're different people, they require a different way of learning, a different style. What once worked may not work with this lot. So I'm forever having to change the wineskins, as it were, because the wine inside is different. Unfortunately, that's just how it goes. It can be really annoying sometimes. You think you've got a really good thing going and then it changes. But there is beauty in change as well, because if it doesn't change, then it does become stale. And I think a lot of us before this lockdown, we were just kind of in one place. That's where we were settled, we were sorted, but actually we were becoming stagnant. We weren't being fruitful, we weren't growing, we were comfortable. And then suddenly COVID comes along and we're all thrown into despair. So my challenge, because why not, let's set a challenge for you, is to read this verse again. So that's Matthew chapter 9, verses 16 to 17. You can read the rest of it if you want, but just those two verses. And just let it rest with you. What is it saying to you? As we are now moving out of lockdown, are you going to go back into your old ways? Are you going to carry on doing exactly everything you're doing? Or are you going to use this opportunity that we've been given to do something completely different, to replace your wineskins and make something new of it? So I hope that gives you something to think on, something to mull on. It is definitely giving me something to mull on and continue to mull on as well. So be blessed in your week. If you see me around church and you've watched this video and these verses has had an impact on you, then do let me know. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on it. So be blessed, have a good week, and I'll speak to you soon.